Hello, this is Grandma Jan from Red Toad Art Studio, and today I am going to start my 6th collage in my bridal magazine series. When I was cutting out for one of my other collages in this series, I pulled this page and didn't use it, but I think it's very interesting how she's standing there, kind of like, oh, she's thinking about something else, dreaming, daydreaming. So, I think she came from this one, February, March 2017. It's a fairly old magazine, and I've used it a lot so far. But I begin to think maybe she's reaching out to touch something. And the thought was, wouldn't it be pretty if she reached out to touch a horse? So I got my horse book out. And that has been reviewed in my videos. I can link to it if I remember. This has beautiful pictures in it. But the picture I found was this beautiful horse. And look, it's like he's touching something. So how about a collage where she's reaching out, maybe not aiming at the horse, but the horse is going to sniff her hands, maybe see if she has a treat in it or who it is. I think that might be really cute. And when I look at this picture, he's standing in green grass. And wouldn't it be pretty if this grass could continue on under her feet? And as luck would have it, this was a double spread. I don't need this other horse, I don't think, for anything. But it gives me the extra grass to put below it. So then I begin to think, well, I'm going to have some kind of background, almost like this, to put on this one. If I cut the grass, I might keep the tree if there's room. And it could be we want a little bit of that horse. It might be kind of neat if she's touching two horses. That's an idea too. But the background, if I need to put a background, I found this in my scrapbooking paper. It's 2 pages of a forest, which could go behind the horses and the lady. And then I found a saying. I don't know where this came from. It was in my odds and ends, dreaming of flowers and sunshine. I think that would make a cute collage. What do you think? Now, there's a lot of interesting cutting going on. I have to cut the horse out, the grass is out, and maybe even keep that horse and see, maybe at the edge of the picture, because this will take up a whole page. Probably just the horse's head coming in. We'll see. But I need to cut out the horses, the grass, my bride, and then I need to ink them all. And I tell you what, I think I'll do that off camera, save you watching all that slow, fussy cutting. And I'll be back with you when I have those done. Well, I'm back now. I have fussy cut my pieces. My lady is all fussy cut. My horse is fussy cut. The grasses are fussy cut. And I have a horse head I might use just looking into the page. And I have some words. Now, it doesn't mean I won't do some other things, but the main characters are taken care of. So, the next thing we need to do is glue down our background. Well, actually cut down our background and then glue it down. So, the first one will be going right over this gap, over to here. So we need to cut down the height of it. we need to cut right there. And there we go, right across here. I'm thinking of possibly putting a piece of washi tape right here to smooth it out. Now, I need to be careful. We don't want to add any bumps through the middle. We want to smooth the middle. All right. So let's glue the right side of our background down. This is quite a big piece of paper to get the glue on and down. It doesn't really fit under my camera too well, but we'll do our best. I honestly feel like gluing down backgrounds is one of the hardest things in making our videos and getting them down smoothly. All right. Now, let's see if we can get the glue under the bottom part of it. This might be a little tricky. Wrinkle my paper a little bit. Oop, and tear it. Oops. Yep, now we have a tear. But we'll see. Maybe that we'll have to hide that with some ink or something. Well, we've got a tear all the way up and down there. But let's go ahead and glue it. And it could be, we'll figure a way to fix it. It could be we could let the other page overlap this groove, this seam, because it has torn all the way down now, and hide it that way. And it may tear again, but you know, won't hurt to try. And most of it, if it's down here, I think we can hide it. But I know for this piece of paper, it's going to be kind of hard to match, but maybe we can match like over this way. It's these double trees. The double trees are going to come right there. I think we'll just let this one overlap again, and let's fold it and be careful when we glue it. Maybe we can keep that from happening. And we need to cut it off right there. Let's see what we can do. Okay, and now we're going to glue this over this way to hide our tear and to make an extra layer to help strengthen this. And we'll put it down going this way. So, we'll have just a little bit off the top, I think, and we'll cut that off after we're done. I think that will be pretty good that way. So, I need to mark my glue line. Right there. And I don't have this all under my camera, but there's no way I can get it all under there. But I am gluing the page so good as well as I can. And be sure we have glue all up and down this seam. There we go. We need to do some trimming of our top edges here. There we go, all trimmed. That makes a pretty forest background, and you really don't even notice this seam too much. In fact, I think my horse will cover that. Let's see if she will. She will be in just a little bit because I want the hand of the lady and the nose of the horse to meet as close as possible, but avoid this seam because I don't want the nose or the hand lost in it. So we'll add some grass at this end. As you can see, it's missing it a little ways. We can take some off of that end, or we can do it this way, take some off of this end. We need high grass. Yeah. Be something like that. And our lady will be behind the grass, so we'll have to remember to put her down. And see, she's just about touching the horse's nose. Just like that. I'm going to cut it right here and move it to the other edge. Oh, that works pretty good. All right. So, These double spreads are impossible to get under my camera and show you everything. Let's glue this little piece of grass down. Right here. Now, we will get the horse down. That's pretty good. Yeah. I am a horse lover. How about you guys? I think they're the neatest animals. I used to have horses. Now I'm too old, but I love horses. Isn't that pretty? Now let's go over to this side. We need to get our bride. Well, she's not a bride in the picture. I just think she's a pretty lady. Or maybe she's a fairy. But we need to get her situated. I think clear down. Because I don't want her a lot taller than the horse, in fact. With the horse's heads up, I'm trying to think. Usually we're not much taller than them unless we're very tall people or they're very short horses. I'm wondering about there. Yeah. In fact, I think I'll get this cut off a little bit. Cut off right below the words there. Right by the nose. We need to also decide before we glue down if we want to use this other horse. All I have is the head. That might work. For some reason his head looks so much bigger than this horse's, but he was in the same picture with this horse. So they're really... Yeah, I think that will do. I like this. It looks like a pleasant glen in the forest, talking to the horses. Let's get this glued. I'll have to be careful here. It'd be easy to pull her arms off with the glue. I almost took her head off, didn't I? See, I just about did it. It looks like she even has her hand on the horse's head behind him, doesn't it? So let's glue this down. There we go. Now we have this piece of grass to go down here. And that's going to fit just fine. I think we'll take a tad of this rough edge off, though. Smooth that out. And get that down. Now I have the words dreaming of flowers and sunshine. It could go up here. I think, though, I like it best about here. Let's see, I should probably cut this so it's not in the seams. Flowers and sunshine over here, or dreaming of, I think, flowers. Dreaming of flowers. Dreaming of flowers. Maybe that would help hold that down a little bit. And sunshine. That will fit there. Flowers and sunshine. There we go. Dreaming of flowers and sunshine. And I really don't even know that it needs any shadowing. I kind of like this the way it is. It tells a story. It's pretty. It's not fancy. There's not a lot of things in it. I could add things, that's for sure. Or I could doodle on it. I could draw on it. I could paint on it. But you know what? I like it the way it is. So, I am going to call this done. And I hope it kind of inspires you to try some double spreads. It's not real easy with this crack in the middle to figure out how you want to do it. And some things don't work so good. But, you know, I like the size. It's hard for me to even think smaller because all my images are pretty big from my magazines. So, I am going to say bye-bye for now, and I will see you in my next video.